All right, let's talk about something really interesting. A different kind of smart. And no, I'm not talking about your IQ or how well you did on your tests. I'm talking about a skill that honestly might be the single biggest key to success and just plain happiness. And that's emotional intelligence.
So let me ask you something. You ever wonder why some of the most brilliant people you know kind of struggle in life? I mean, they're geniuses, right? But for some reason, all that brain power doesn't always add up to a successful or happy life. What's going on there?
I mean, just look at someone like Vincent van Gogh. The guy's genius, absolutely undeniable. He literally changed the course of art history. But his personal life? Wow. It was just this tragic storm of emotional chaos that, in the end, completely overwhelmed him. It's a really stark reminder that raw intellect, by itself, can be pretty defenseless when our inner world gets chaotic. And this is where a really groundbreaking idea comes in, from an author and psychologist named Daniel Goleman. He basically said, hey, there's this other kind of smart, and he called it emotional intelligence, or EI for short. And get this, in the real world, in day-to-day life, EI can actually be a way better predictor of who's going to be successful and happy than a super high IQ. So that leads us right into what we can call the IQ paradox. It really points to a huge flaw in how we've been taught to think about what makes someone smart and what their potential really is. You know, for ages, we've been sold this idea that a high IQ is the golden ticket to everything. And look, it's not totally wrong. A high IQ can definitely help you get into certain jobs, like becoming a doctor or an engineer. But here's the thing. Once you're in that job, guess what? Everyone around you is smart too. So, what's the difference between the person who just does the job and the person who becomes a leader, a real star? Yep, that's where emotional intelligence comes in. And this isn't just some vague idea. It's literally wired into our brains. Think of it like you've got two minds. You've got your logical, rational brain. That's the neocortex. But then you have this much older, much more powerful emotional brain with the amygdala at the controls. And when you're stressed or feel threatened, that emotional brain can just take over, completely hijacking your rational thoughts. It's like the captain of the ship suddenly gets thrown overboard. Okay, so if IQ isn't the whole story, what exactly is this other kind of smart? Let's really break it down and decode what emotional intelligence, or EI, is all about. All right, first things first, we need to clear up a huge misunderstanding. Being emotional is not the same thing as being emotionally intelligent, not even close. You know, someone who's super emotional might just let their feelings fly everywhere without really understanding them or how to handle them. But being emotionally intelligent, that's a whole different ballgame. So here's the key takeaway. EI isn't about just being nice all the time, and it's definitely not about bottling up your feelings. It's a very specific set of skills. It's knowing what you're feeling and why. It's managing those feelings so they don't completely derail you. It's having the empathy to understand what other people are going through. And it's using all of that awareness to build better relationships and make smarter choices. It's about being smart about emotions. So you might be asking, why should I care? Why spend time on this? Well, because the power of EI is, and I'm not exaggerating here, truly life-changing. It touches pretty much every single part of your life. Just take our physical health, for example. The research Goleman talks about found something pretty shocking. People who can't get a handle on their anger are 7 times more likely to die before they hit 50. 7 times. This isn't just about feeling less stressed. We're talking about something that could literally add years to your life. And it's not just about your health. Think about your career. High EI is one of the best predictors of who becomes a top performer or a great leader. What about your relationships? It makes them stronger, more resilient. It helps you bounce back when things go wrong. It even fuels that inner drive you need to stick with your goals. It's kind of like a superpower. But here's the absolute best part of all this. Unlike your IQ, which is more or less set pretty early in life, emotional intelligence is not fixed. It's not something you're just born with. It's a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned, it can be practiced, and you can get better at it no matter how old you are. Okay, so if it's learnable, then how do we, learn it? Let's get practical. Let's talk about an actual toolkit you can start using today to build up your emotional intelligence. And I want you to think about it like this. Go ahead, cross your arms the way you always do. Feels normal, right? Okay, now, try crossing them the other way. Feels weird, right? A little awkward?
Well, that's exactly what it feels like when you try to change an old emotional habit. But the cool thing is, with practice, your brain actually starts to build new connections. It's called neuroplasticity. So what feels super awkward today can become your new, totally automatic go-to tomorrow.
So here's a simple 4-step process to get you started. First up, acknowledge and observe. When you feel a strong emotion, don't fight it. Just notice it. Treat it like a messenger and ask yourself, what thought is making me feel this way? Step 2, question and reframe. Our emotions come from the stories we tell ourselves. So if that story is making you feel bad, challenge it. Find a more empowering one. Step 3, use your body and breath. Seriously, this is a game changer. Stand up tall. Take a few slow, deep breaths. It sends a direct signal to your nervous system to calm down. And finally, step 4, practice empathy. This one's huge. In your next conversation, make it your mission to truly listen and understand where the other person is coming from before you even think about making your own point. You see, this stuff isn't just about making your own life better. It creates a ripple effect. When we get better at this, we create better families. We build stronger teams at work. We foster more compassionate communities. It really is the key to connecting with each other on a deeper level. So I'll leave you with this. Imagine what the world would look like if we all got a little better at this. How awesome would that be? Just think about it.